Okay guys, so today, Friday, you need to have your notes completed and you're going to have your Polygon worksheet completed and turned in. I am going to check these items as well. On your graphic organizer, you were expected to look at the notes that I posted, the sum of the interior angles. And so make sure you have your definitions, your examples, your non-examples. Make sure you understand how to identify a regular polygon. You have to see the tick marks, or you have to see the angle, the arcs, to show that all sides are congruent or all angles are congruent. Know the difference between convex and concave. As for the number of sides, if there's something that you're not too sure about, like you're not familiar with, I would probably write that down on the side of your margin. But you should be familiar with quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, 7, decagon, dodecagon. You use those numbers in science a lot. So. And then as for the main part, so let me get to that on your graphic organizer. You need to put these formulas in and memorize them. They are not on your formula chart. And we're going to use these formulas, do some problem solving with understanding the sum of the interior. On your investigation, I made you draw diagonals to create triangles and use your knowledge of triangles. Interior sum, which is 180, and that's why hopefully there was a pattern on the table that you saw. To get to the number of triangles, you just take n, which is your number of sides, subtract it from 2. That'll give you the number of triangles that would be in the interior of a polygon. And then just times it by 180 because the sum of the interior of a triangle is 180. So just get this down. And I'm just going to go over the back, make sure you have this. I think you could answer these based on the PowerPoint, the slides. So just check those answers real quick. And let's get into here, some practice, some application. So here on the first set right here, we want you to find the sum of the interior. So because this is sum of the interior, you have to use the formula n minus 2 times 180. So I'm just going to check that you know how to apply that. Understand that n is always your number of sides. So if for here, if I have a 25 gon, that means I have 25 sides. So you're just going to plug in the formula 25 minus 2. So I'm just going to check that when I check for work that you picked the right formula, you plugged it in. And then I know you can do your application with your calculator, but you should have had 3,960 here. And so you needed to do that for 13 gon. So I think you can do that. I'll check that that has been completed. Now, star number 13. Because here's your application of the formula, algebraic application of the theorem. So on a problem like this, first you need to make sure you know the number of sides. So the first step is always going to be use your n minus 2 times 180 to get the sum of the interior. Since I look at this, I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles, 6 sides. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do 6 minus 2 times 180, which gives me 720. And then the second thing we're going to do is we're going to write an equation that correlates with that sum. So second, just tell yourself, write an equation. I'm going to abbreviate equation equaling to the sum of the interior. All right, so if I add up all my x's and add up all my constants, my numbers, this equation would end up being 54x plus 180 equals 720. And then we're going to solve for x. So we're going to subtract the 180. I'm going to come over here. So this would have gave me 54x equals 540. And then we're going to divide by 54. And then you would see that x is 10. All right, because I think they just want you to, oh no, they want you to find each angle measurement. So from here, you're going to have to plug it back in. And that exactly is how it's going to be asked on the test. I think on your 6-week test, it'll ask for which one is the largest angle. And I'm hoping you can see it would have to be this one because you're saying 13x and then plus 10. So this would right here would be 140. So just basically, we're just plugging them back in, putting in the angle measurements, compare them. All right, so if you need clarification on that, there you go. On here, because it says an exterior angle, this is talking about one exterior angle. And it's a regular polygon. So from that, all I have to do is use my formula, which is 360 divided by n, the number of sides. But here, they gave me the angle. So I know what each angle is. So now I'm just going to do some problem solving and work backwards. Basically, 360 divided by 45, which get me 8 sides, which we know is an octagon. Okay? So sometimes they might ask what's the name of the polygon. And then here we're going to have to work backwards. I would probably start this, number 5, to asking you to work backwards. Because they tell me the measure of the interior angle, this is an interior angle, this is 1. it's a regular polygon, is 160. Well, to find one interior angle, I use the formula n minus 2 times 180, but for just one angle, I have to divide by n, the number of sides. So I'm going to use that formula, and I know that that formula gave me the measure of 160, so it's going to equal to 160. And I'm just going to set up a proportion, 160 over 1, and then cross multiply this off. So basically what we're going to have is we're going to have the 160n is equal to 180 parentheses n minus 2. Now you can distribute, well you have to distribute, and then you get 160n equals 180n minus 360, and then you're going to subtract the 180n, that's going to leave you with a negative 20n equals negative 360, and then you're going to, divide by 20, and so n equals 18. So you are going to be asked to work backwards a couple times. So there's your notes. Thank you for taking care of that. And I'm going to do some hints for your worksheet, which is due at the end of the period. And you are going to already have your review for your 6 weeks exam, which is Tuesday. Thank you.